Hey everybody, this is Roughdawg4 from PS3 Imports, and today we're going to be doing a video trophy guide of Raging Loop. This is a very easy visual novel game, should only take you about 30 minutes to platinum. This was actually released on the Japanese, so this just got localized. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go into the options, and we're going to change the text speed to fast, and we're going to change the skip to all. And then once you do that, we are going to scroll all the way to the bottom, and we're going to hit this very last choice. We're going to activate. And what this is going to do is going to hit, now if we want to skip, we can hit R1 twice, it'll fast skip, and we are going to hit use. And you're going to have to fast skip after each one. We're going to hit chapters 5 through 7, and we're going to unlock chapter 7. And this is going to unlock the whole tree of everything we can do, so now we can complete the game insanely fast. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the read options, and we're going to select chapter 7 myth, and we're going to scroll down all the way to the end, and we're going to select this 1 day raid. And same thing, when you want to fast skip, you're going to have to hit R1 twice. Most of these choices are really fast because the fast skip is fast, and we're pretty much just going on last choices, so these should all go by pretty quickly. And this is where you're going to get your first trophy for Homecoming, and what we're going to do is we're going to go hit no, and this is going to take us back to the main menu. Now at the main menu, we're going to go back into the options, and now you're going to see we have a new option called Revelation Mode, and we're going to turn that on. And now we're going to go back to hit the read option to go back to chapter select, and we are going to select chapter 2 Dense Mist. And what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down, and we have to do all the bad endings. So pretty much what we're going to do is we're going to go through all the red X's. So we're going to go to this first one, Last Promise. And we're going to skip here, which once it receives to the end here, we're going to get another trophy for Mind Games. This is trophy number 2. Once you reach this selection screen, what we're going to do is hit square, and we're going to go back to Dense Mist yet again. And what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down to find the next red X, The Feast Begins. And when you finish this one, you're going to unlock your third trophy, which is going to be Example. When you get to this choice again, you're going to hit square, and we're going to go to Dense Mist. Jeez, I got to get that right one of these times. We're going to move a little to the right, and we're going to go to Trader. We're going to let this one run, and this is going to unlock your fourth trophy, Cold Sake and Water. And now we're going to move on to chapter 3, and we're going to scroll down, and we're going to go to this first X, Disappearance. Once this finishes, we're going to load this again, yet again going to Yomi, and going down to the next one, which is called Reckless. Okay, again, now that finished, we're going to go back to Yomi yet again, scrolling more down, and Miasma. Now once this finishes skipping, it's going to go to a credits. You can hit X once to have it fast forward through the credits, so it will move through it faster. You can't skip it, but it'll at least move it through much faster. And after you finish this, you'll have to skip again for just a little bit, and you're going to unlock your fifth trophy, Don't Look. Once you do that, we're going to hit square, and we're going to go into chapter 4, Infiltration, and we're going to the first red X, U-turn. And you can see we're just running through all these endings for now. So once we get back here at the end, we're going back into infiltration. We're going to move to the next one, pass by. On to the next one for infiltration, and when we scroll down, the next one is this one, nice officer. When you finish running this one, you'll get your 6th trophy, driven out. And now we're going to go back to infiltration, move to the right to do taboo name. And this one will unlock your 7th trophy, shutout. We're going to move back to infiltration. Again, another one a little to the right to run this one, berserk. And this is going to unlock your 8th trophy, shot out. And the last one we're going to run into infiltration. We're going to scroll to the bottom. I think I might have scrolled down too far. Oh, sorry, I didn't go down far enough. We're going to run Eye of the Snake. And this is going to unlock our 9th trophy, Nut Talk 1. So now we're going to move on to Chapter 5, Wit. Scroll down to the first X, which is Occult Talk. And we're going to run this and we're going to get trophy number 10, Nut Talk 2. Go back into Chapter 5 again. We're going to scroll down to the next X, which is not even going to bother saying what that is. Jesus. I'll just end up butchering it. Just going to run this to the end. Okay, go back into Chapter 5 again. Scroll down to the next one, to Premonition. Once that finishes, we're going back into Wit. Scroll down to the next red X, which is Doubt. Scroll down even a little more, and we're going to Hang as the next ending we're running. Back into Wit again, and right to the right of it is Ambiguity. So we're going to run that one next. Back into Chapter 5, and we're going to scroll down just a little bit into Whirls. And once we get back in, we're going back into Wit again, scrolling down a little bit more again until we get to Raging Loop. And with this ending, we're going to unlock our 11th trophy, Chimi is Dirty. Once we finish that, we're going to load up Chapter 5, and we're going to move right to the right to unlock Conclusion. And I believe this is another ending. Once we reach the end of this, we're going to have to go through a credit sequence. And now that we're at the credit sequence again, you could just press X once. It will fast forward through it and go through much faster. At the very end of this, we're going to unlock trophy number 12, which is Unbelievable Massacre. And I believe that's the last endings of Chapter 5. So now what we're going to do is we're going to move on to Chapter 6, Darkness. And we are going to find the next one down, which is Insane Maternity. And this is going to unlock our 13th trophy, Walking Disaster is Dirty. Once it finishes, we're going back into darkness, going to the right of this to righteousness. And when we run this one, we're going to get our 14th trophy, Granddaughters Are Strong. Going back into darkness yet again, we're going down a few times into the next ending 8 years ago. And when we finish running this one, we are going to get our 15th trophy, Grandpas Are Weak. Back into darkness. We're going to go down a few more times to Crushing Defeat. And we're going to run this one to the end. As you can see, this game is really simple. We're just running these endings consistently, just getting these all out of the way. So back into darkness, we're going down to the next one, which is Execution. Going back into darkness yet again, scrolling down to the next one, which is Enforcement. Once it finishes, we're going to darkness and moving down to the next one, which I believe is Howl. Yep, Howl. And we're going to go back into darkness, which I think is the final one, which is Final Warning. And I believe this should be another ending with credits that we'll have to fast forward. Yep, you're going to have to press X to fast forward through the credits. And once this finishes, you're going to unlock trophy number 16, which is Deus Ex Machina. Now we're going to do a little differently here when we get the trophy at the choice screen. What we're going to do is we're going to hit the triangle button because we're going to go and hit title and we're going to go back to the main menu. Now what we're going to do is at the main menu, scroll over to album, and you should now have all 27 of these items. So you're going to go ahead and hit number 27, and you are going to auto run it to unlock the 17th trophy, Did You Find It? Once we get back here, we're going to go back to the main menu. We're going to go to read, and we're going to choose option 5, wit. And now we're going to do something different than the endings. We're going to start searching for some of these key choices. And what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down for one of these ones that has 5 keys on it, which is right here. You see it's QS Investigation 2 on 514, which is 5 keys. And we're going to be running this several times. So what we're going to do is we're going to auto run this the first time for Investigate Takumi. And this is going to give us our 18th trophy, Takumi ni is clean. Once the trophy pops, you could go ahead and hit square, and we can go back into chapter 5 wit yet again, and we're going to go hit chapter 514 again. Like I said, we're going to be repeating this several times, and now we're going to hit investigate Kayu Nasuki. Again, we're going to let this auto run for a little bit, and it's going to unlock our 19th trophy, Blockhead is Clean. Once you get this, we're going to go yet again, go back into wit. And we're going to select Q Investigation 2. And now, as you can see, we're just cycling through the choices. We're going to the third option now, Investigate Hisako. We're going to let this auto run. And this is going to unlock the 20th trophy, Journalist is Dirty. Once this unlocks, we're going to again hit square. We're going back into this Q Investigation 2. And as you can tell, we are going to be doing the fourth option, Investigate Chikamochi. This is going to unlock your 21st trophy, Walking Disaster is Dirty. Once that unlocks, again, hit square. And for the final time, we're going to hit Q Investigation 2. And we're going to unlock the fifth option, Investigate Haru. And this is going to unlock your 22nd trophy, Sullen Girl is Clean. Once this trophy unlocks, we're going to go ahead and hit square, and we're going to go into Chapter 2, Dense Mist. And now what we're going to do is we're going to run the first, we're pretty much going to run the start of every chapter, because there's a trophy started with the start of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to load up this very first choice right under the previous button, and we're going to let this auto run, and right away you're going to get your 23rd trophy, Lost. Once this pops, you can go ahead and back out, or hit square to go back to the chart menu, and we're going to hit Yomi. Yet again, we're going to hit this first option, let it auto run until you get the trophy, which is going to be your 24th one, which is Dawn. Once the trophy pops, go ahead and hit square, and now we're doing Chapter 4, Infiltration. Selecting that first option, let it auto run, and you're going to get your 25th trophy, Tragic Memories. Once that pops, you're going to go to Chapter 5, Wit. We're going to that first option underneath Previous, letting it auto run, and we're getting our 26th trophy, New Possibility. Once that trophy pops, you can go ahead and hit square, and going to Chapter 6, Darkness, to this first choice, let it auto run, and you're going to get your 27th trophy, All Possibilities. Once this trophy ends, you're going into the final chapter, into Myth, and again we're running this first choice, which you're going to get your 28th trophy, A Single Possibility. So now at this point in the game, you only have 2 trophies left to get, which we only have to do specific sequences to get these 2 random trophies. So the first one we're going to do is we're going to go into Chapter 6, Darkness, and we're going to scroll down until we get to 518, which is Q, Answer God. Now, if for some reason that you get to this and you notice that you only have choices 1 or 2, which happened to me on my first playthrough, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go back out to the main menu. You could skip this if you have 3 choices, which means it's right, but for some reason this must have turned off. And if you go back into Options menu, you can see my Revelation mode was on. Somehow it switched off. So if you notice that you don't have choice options 3 on these next 2, just go back to your Options menu and select this Revelation mode. So all I'm going to do is go back to read again, Chapter 6, and I'm just getting back to that point that I was just at, which was 518, Q, Answer God. We're going to let this auto run, and we're going to do the 3rd trophy, which is Let's Get Hitched. Just let this keep auto running, and eventually you're going to get the 29th trophy, which is Happy Appia. Once you get here, you're going to hit square, go back into Darkness, and you're going to scroll down more to find another question, which is Q, Despair. And at this point, you're just going to select this again, the 3rd choice, which is On Second Thought. And this is going to unlock your final trophy, which is Pew Pew, which is also going to unlock the platinum, which is Rise Not, Thud. As you can see, this is a very easy visual novel with that activate option, and locks everything and makes this a piece of cake. I hope everyone enjoys the video. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and have a great day, everyone.